All right, y'all. It is time for the update on Foodie Beauty, Chantel, and see what is going on with her. I've been watching some things and seeing some things that, you know, less to be desired, but that's not got nothing to do with me. So, all good. But let's see why things have played out the way that they have this far and why she's still in Syria and not on her way back to Canada. Is it all a hoax? Let's see. I have my theories, I have my opinions on it, but neither here nor there. All right, what is going on with Chantel? Or Chantal, whatever she likes to be called, because you know it's a problem. All right. What is going on with Chantal? Chantal, Foodie Beauty. All right, here we go. Ooh, that tower come out quick and in a hurry. There's some sort of upheaval, some sort of sudden change. She likes to say that she's in danger. People are putting her in danger. She's in no danger here. It's all her way of getting people to kind of look at what it is that she's doing. But with that tower here, there also represents divorce here. So I don't think that there's much lying about that. She's trying to be very mature about the situation here, trying to present herself as a very stable, balanced person, but she's not. Okay? There's a lot of imbalance here, a lot of legal entanglements that are going to be coming up in the near future here. And there's a lot of insecurities with what it is that she's got going on and that she's dealing with. And some harsh judgments are going to be coming in for Foodie Beauty with this justice in the reverse here. The false accusations, everything is going to be coming to light here. There's a little bit of manipulation and, you know, maybe some verbal and mental situations here going on. But she is trying to master this. Like, everyone sits there and says, oh, she don't have, you know, there's no love. No, Salah may not feel for her that way, but she does. She is showing multiple people that she does have love for him. And on some spectrum, he's got love for her too. But there's, you know, feelings of loss of control here. The Three of Cups in reverse here. Excess in overindulging, eating, drinking, sex without love. And this could be a situation that showing up with Salah's situation here, that he's been doing a lot of backhanded, you know, things he shouldn't be doing. Even if this is a facade of a marriage or whatever the case is, I'm not one to speak on it. You understand? Like, I'm just speaking on what's showing. Judgment in the reverse. She's not going to let this go. The indecision to walk away from this, he is her weakness for whatever reason. And she's holding a lot of doubt about walking away from this here. And she's not sure about this decision. Illnesses could be creeping up right now, but there is separation on the horizon here. Again, representing that divorce here, or this separation, or this disruption in this connection here. And people are talking about it, and she knows it. And she keeps giving people, you know, bucketfuls to talk about here on her. The Knight of Wands. She's trying to stand in her power here. She's trying to be bold and quick-witted here. Again, it's she's hopeful. She's hopeful that she's going to be able to pull this back from the abyss here. She is hopeful that she can get some insight and some inspiration here, getting some clarity, getting some healing, and receiving the good health and the good fortune that she clearly, every person in this realm deserves good health and, you know, and good things. But the problem is she's not helping herself. Okay. So, the Three of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of heartache and betrayal here. She wants to be the most popular. She wants to be the most popular when it comes to him. She wants him to pick her over his family and friends and having a family. Look, Chantel, it's not your fault. Well, kind of. When you got your hysterectomy and all that, you should have been paying attention to those red flags prior to that. Because had you done what you were supposed to do years before it came to a head with that, you would have been able to have kids. Not saying that you should. And the Fool in reverse. Yeah, look, Chantel, you've made yourself out to be the literal fool here. This thing with Salah has become an obsession with you. And you keep making wrong decision after wrong decision after wrong decision. And yes, he has abandoned the situation. And now you feel anger and you feel, you know, you like to use your mentals as a crutch here. And what it is you just have some emotional overflow here that you're not dealing with because the unhappiness is too much for you to bear here. And at the end of the day, like, it is kind of your fault. You reap what you sow, darling. So at the end of the day, whatever it is that you put out, you get back tenfold. Always remember that. And especially if you're dabbling in things that you're not supposed to, i.e. witchcrafts, casting, things like that. People like myself don't even really, well, let me just speak on myself. I do what I do, and that's what it is. But I surely don't try to cause harm to nobody. And every person that has come into your life, you have harmed in one way or the other. BB, Pete's, you know. We're not even going to put the other one in there because I think he did as much damage as you did to the situation. But that's neither here nor there, and that's not my jam. I don't care. But it does look like you have some unhappiness coming up and excuses and excessive behavior coming into play here, especially with you coming back into Canada. Those wheelchairs going to look real good to you, huh? And all those fast food restaurants that you couldn't get over there in Syria, baby, you're going to be there. You're going to be yamming it. And that's the reality of it. And you know it. But you still steadily try to hide it and duck and weave what it is. It's time for you to heal the pain. You need to heal what is broken within you, whether it was someone else or something that you did to yourself. I'm curious on that Three of Swords. So let's just kind of give it a look-see-loo. Let's clarify the Three of Swords, please. And that Fool in reverse, maybe. Because the manipulation and the making people foolish, including yourself here, girl. Come on. You're being extremely irrational about the situations as they are. Because again, you like to be the victim. And as long as you can put yourself in that victim mentality, that's where you're going to stay. But the only one who is putting you in victim mentality is you. And once you realize that, you'll be good. Well, you'll be better. 3 of Swords, please. 3 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you again, that indecision to travel, that indecision. Look, you are trying to have hope that this is going to pull itself together again because you feel that you have a higher commitment here. You feel that this is meant to be. No matter what you're telling people, oh yeah, we're going to separate, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You want this connection. You're hopeful that even if you were to come back to Canada, that eventually you and him are going to get back together. No matter what it is that you're telling people, Chantel, the facts are the facts. You want this connection with him, even though you know he doesn't want you. And the disappointments are there. He wears the disappointments, and the disappointments overflow into you. You need to move away from this. It is not good for you. It is not good for him. But again, you're going to do what you're going to do. All right, clarify the Fool in reverse, please. Oh, Chantel, like, what are you doing here, girl? Death. Scorpio energy. There's that transformation. You are fighting against this transformation, this change that is needing to happen. This is a closing of a cycle, okay? This is something that needs to happen so that something new can come in. And to give you passion and to give you life and to breathe life in you. The Queen of Wands comes up here twice here. Getting that passion, getting that action, getting that movement, being creative, focusing on your channel and making it be what it's supposed to be here. But the star shows up again. You are still hopeful, but at the bottom of the deck, you have the moon. This is not supposed to be. You were supposed to stand on your own feet. There's that tower again. And you got to have the truth of it, Chantel, that this marriage is done. There is nothing, no words, no amount of staying, no length of staying is going to make him want to be with you. All right? Okay. All right. Let's just for shits and gigs here, let's just see what the cosmic insight is for you, Chantel. You need to take this as the wake-up call that it's supposed to be, okay? What else for Chantel, please? Oof. No. Love spell did flip. So, look, again, back into that doing casting or magic or whatever it is that people think that you're doing. You've been bewitched here. You tried to put on someone else and it backfired, because what you need to understand about casting, darling, is that if they don't believe, and it's the same thing with voodoo, hoodoo, whatever you dabble in, okay? If the person that you're trying to cast on, if they don't believe, it's not going to touch them. Okay, it is not going to touch them. It is going to ricochet, and it is still going to come back to you times 10. So be very careful with what it is that you're doing. Intimacy, sexual chemistry, reminiscing. You don't have no sexual chemistry with him, girl. All you have is reminiscing on the past of what was. Everybody knows you ain't consummated that marriage. You ain't done anything up in that marriage. And because the Red Room and Kybella and, cycles. Okay, so fate, karma, something ending so something new can begin. But you have to allow it. Pregnancy come up. Not you, clearly. So we're going to have to put that with Salah here, that this is what's happening, and a new commitment for him. And, and the divorce card shows up. So you're experiencing a breakup, and that sucks, and I'm so sorry for you. But at the end of the day, you reap what you sow. So this awakening is coming. These things are on the horizon for you, Chantal. So it's time to get it together. It's time to let karma come in and do what needs to be done, which is the cleanup. Hopefully, once you let it clean it up and you clean it up properly and you start doing the things that you should be doing, living for self and nobody else, you might be able to get a grip on some of these things and heal up some of this hurt and, you know, the disillusions that you have when it comes to these connections that you have with people. Because no, this here in Syria and with Salah is not going to work. All right, that is what I have. I will update again very shortly. I hope you all have a very blessed day. And like always, friends, I will see you in the next.